Hi everyone and welcome to 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infonox on Wednesday the 3rd of August. Now we've had a significant dollar correction in the last couple of weeks and also a risk of recovery, but those recovery trends are being tested now. I'm looking at cable today on Forex, I'm looking at the gold chart and I'm looking at the DAX. So let's get straight into it with this cable chart. We can see this recovery uptrend, which has now actually broken the bigger picture downtrend. That downtrend that started way back in February time on cable has now been broken, and the recovery is progressing well. It still is progressing. It's had a little bit of a wobble yesterday, a bit of a dollar pullback, dollar rebound, and that helped to drag cable lower, but it's still in this trend higher. It still has the RSI above 50. It's still above the old downtrend as well, and it's now into sort of buy zone territory if this uptrend is going to continue, and it's now holding this morning. Is coming ahead of the key risk events of the week. You've got ISM data, we've got the Bank of England tomorrow, and non-farm payrolls on Friday, so it could get a bit choppy. But this recovery trend is progressing well, and it looks as though that if Bank of England isn't all that dovish, and maybe if payrolls come in worse than expected, I think we're likely to see this picking up again off this uptrend and pulling towards the resistance at 23.30. But the key reaction low that I'm looking out for is this one from Friday last week, where we spiked down to 120.60, rebounded again. So that needs to now hold. That rebound came from 120.60 around all these little mini breakouts as well. So that's important. Also, that comes around this 21-day moving average as well. So we're starting to see a more improving technical picture, but it needs to hold this trend ideally and test 23.30, but 20.60 is the key level of support. Let's look on the 4-hour chart. You can see these higher lows and higher highs consistently. That's 20.60 on this candle here, and it's just unwound nicely. Again, the 4-hour RSI back to a position where the buyers have tended to come in. On gold, we've seen a similar picture. We've got this big long downtrend that actually dates back to the peak that we saw back in early March, peak in gold early March. But again, this downtrend is being tested by a recovery trend in the last couple of weeks, and we've seen this move where we're trending higher. We've got the better momentum. RSI still above 50 as well. So again, it's testing this, and it's again on gold, it's testing resistance. The overhead level at 1785, that starts to come in. These old lows from gold, 1785 to 1805, big resistance band overhead, needs to break through that. But yesterday, obviously, a negative candle, first negative candle we've really seen for a good week or so. But it is ticking higher today and holding on to this recovery that we've seen. And I'll put it onto the 4-hour chart. Just zoom out one more level. We can see all this support, all this breakout area of support, 1745, 1752. Nice basis of support. That it's actually picked up off 1752 yesterday, and around again holding around that today. So it's a nice sort of little mini basis of support for the move backwards to find support and come in again. And look at this 4-hour RSI finding support around that 50 area. So we're starting to see this shift in technical outlook where these indicators are turning more encouraging again, and certainly it is sort of more positive again for what I think should be a continuation of this recovery and a test of 1785 and maybe even 1805. And finally, onto the DAX chart. Again, a recovery in the last few weeks. We've seen this move, but it's now testing and breaking above this area of resistance, these old highs that have been restrictive basically throughout June and into July. And we've seen that move that 13,330 up towards 13,440 area. That was a basis of resistance, and it's now sort of broken through that on a couple of trading days and then sort of pulled back towards this uptrend, but it's now a basis of support and holding that recovery. And you can see the momentum on RSI above 50 again, and we've seen these moving averages starting to turn higher, that on the 21-day. So it's a really important moment. This support that comes in at 13,330 ideally needs to hold and find buyers between 13,300 and 13,450 area to then push back high. And you've got this old gap at 13,665 that starts to come in towards 13,750. big resistance there overhead would be the next test, and then it certainly looks in terms of the recovery on momentum that is where we're heading to. But certainly for now, just consolidating, needs to hold on to that 13,330 support. Go into the 4-hour chart, you can see again 4-hour unwinding towards 50, which is a buying opportunity in this recovery. So it is looking encouraging still, but it needs to hold on to this support around 13,330 to continue. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you.